Elcamino. Speedometer doesn't work. The clock is working, so that makes up for it. Also, the voltage gauge doesn't work, but everything else seems to be working all right. It's kind of loud inside, not too bad. The gearing does not cooperate very well. The 6-speed, I don't hardly ever use 5th or 6th. I think it's got a 292 or a 308 in it. So this is 4th gear right here at about 50 miles an hour. But as far as driving, it drives pretty much the same, just has a lot more power than before. This motor's also has not been tuned for the cam that's in it, so it's basically on a stock tune with the big cam, which is a Comp CC503 cam. Okay, here I'll show you what first gear does. Just easing into the throttle. So this is 2nd gear. Back end starts to dance around towards the top of 2nd gear, which according to the GPS is over 90 miles an hour. So I've got a set of 411 gears. I'm going to order off the internet for it. But being by myself, it's hard to do much more than 1 gear at a time because I can't hold the camera and shift and hold the steering wheel. So I've got some draggy data that I can flash up on the screen to show how slow it is, because 1st gear just spins. So I'll show that now, and then we'll as you can see by the screenshot, it does not accelerate well. The just spins the one tire pretty bad. So I've got a set of shocks for it, which aren't going to help that, but they will help the way it shakes down the road, because these shocks are all probably at least 15 years old, and it just kind of bounces around. The fronts are pretty bad, they're leaking oil, so I've got those, will get put on. I did get a fan mounted, just the one off the Chevette, which has no issues keeping this thing cool. And yeah, that's about it. I've got a set of gears I'm going to order for it and get put in, and then I'll either try to tune it myself or I'll have somebody tune it. So that's where it's at so far. Alright, after the first test drive, got it back up in the air, going over a couple things. This exhaust hanger had moved, so I moved it back because it was hitting the cross member up here and rattling. Right now I'm going to work on getting these rear shocks out. I got another set of air shocks to replace them with, because these ones are pretty old and nasty. So I'm going to get these pulled out. I got the cherry picker over here to put under the differential to keep the rear end from falling down too low and the springs hitting me in the face. So we're going to get to that right now. Okay, shocks are in. Got them plumbed up. You can kind of see it's kind of dark in here. Just got to tie these up with some zip ties, and the plumbing will be done. I came out in the original spot where it was before, which is right there, so easy to get to and out of the way. Get those lines tied up, and then we'll move on to the front, which won't be near as easy because I don't have any gas for the torch, and I'm sure the top of the shocks doesn't want to come loose. So here we go. Okay, I got the front shocks off. I didn't record anything because I'm in the corner and it's dark, so I had to use the cutoff wheel to cut the tops off. The bottoms came out okay, except for one of the bolts spun in the little nutsert that's in there, so I had to cut it out also. So I got to figure something out for that, and then we'll be able to throw the new shocks in, which are sitting over there, and then we'll be able to test drive it again and see if that made any difference. I was getting ready to back this thing out for my test drive, and then I remembered that I forgot to adjust the rear brakes. So I'm going to put it back up on the lift, pull the back tires off, and see if the brakes are just out of adjustment or if the shoes are completely gone, because there's no back brakes right now. So we'll get it up, see what it looks like. Okay, the drum is really rusted on around here, so I'm going to try just adjusting the brakes through this hole. If it sounds like metal on metal, then I will continue to beat on it till it comes off, but right now it's pretty tight. Okay, got the drum off here. The main issue was it was stuck right around the middle, kind of rusty. But the shoes actually look pretty good. They're about almost 1/4 of an inch thick, so we'll be able to just adjust these out. Hopefully they don't start leaking. If they do, we'll pull them back off and have to replace the wheel cylinders. But yeah, I'll clean this up a little bit and free this adjuster up, and we'll be good to go. Drum back on. It's actually got a little bit of drag now, so that should be okay. It'll wear in, and maybe the pedal won't go down quite so low. So we're going to get the tire put back on this one and go to the other side. Okay, got the lug nuts off. Pull this off. Pull my spacer off. And see if this drum will come off any easier. Doesn't look like it. That one wasn't quite so bad. Shoes look good. Get this adjuster freed up and ready to go. Brakes are working better. I'm going to work on the shifter. There's my old shifter. Looks kind of cool. Terrible to use. So I've got this shifter, which I bought off eBay. I'm going to hope it bolts on. It's for a Lt1 T56. So I don't know if the bolt holes are the same or not. We hope they are. This is just a short throw shifter. The reason I got it was because that part there is so short. And it comes with this shifter, which is supposed to go on like that, but that would hit the seat. So I'm going to try turning it around and see if it clears the seat, and then I would have a much nicer shift, hopefully. All right, we're gonna go for a test drive after putting the new shocks and the new shifter in. I got a